Alright, welcome back to the channel, and today is going to be the first video in a series of videos about parts that you can get off vehicles from the pull apart. Somebody parting out their vehicle on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, or you can get these from your local junkyard if they don't know what they have. And some of these junkyards do not, and it's up to you to decide if they don't know what they have and if they'll let you get these parts for uh, cheap. And today we're going over the Nissan D21 Hardbody. Uh, the year is 1986 to 1997. And included with the Nissan Hardbody is the Nissan Pathfinder. They are basically the same vehicle. One is a truck and the other is a SUV, and they share similar interior parts. And they're interchangeable as well. So the first item that you can get at the pull apart for relatively cheap is the shifter boot. I think these will probably be no more than $10 at your local pull apart, and you can expect to get upwards of $50 plus. It all depends on the condition. This one here is going for $40 because it is missing the bezel ring around it that attaches it to the body of the truck. But if you have that, you can expect to get 100 plus for the two-wheel manual shifter. For the four-wheel drive 4x4 pickup truck, you can expect to get $100 plus for these. And again, this all depends on the condition. These here are in relatively good condition, so that's why they're going for so much. Again, and this is really easy to take off the truck. Only thing holding it to the vehicle are these bolts here that go around it. And you'll find two colors, gray and a maroon color. I think the maroon goes for a little bit more because it is a harder color to find. The next item is the door panels or door cards. You may see them called that as well. And you can expect to get up to $300 for a good pair of door panels. And again, it's all going to depend on the condition. These trucks are from the 80s, so finding one that's in really good condition is going to be kind of hard to find. But if you do, it is worth getting. And these are easy to take off as well. Usually you have to just unscrew the door handle and pop off the manual window lever. And they usually just pop right on off, just a couple pins holding them in there. And you can ship these. They're not heavy, they're just big and awkward. And similar to the shifter boot, you're gonna find the gray, and then you're gonna find this maroon color, and it is all going to depend on the color. And these are interchangeable. So if you have a 95, you can take these and fit it in a 90. If you want power windows in your 87 truck, you can take the parts from a 95 truck and put them in your truck. And you can see here they have the for this particular set, they have the armrest, the manual window lever, and the handle trim. Our next item is sun visors. Again, these are just held on by two screws on the ceiling of the truck, and you can expect to get upwards of $100 for a set that are in really good condition. And you can find these a lot if you can get to them fast enough, because as soon as some of these trucks hit the yard, there's people waiting there with tools ready to snatch these parts off. If you can find a pair with the light in it, like these here, you can expect to get a little bit more if it's in really good condition. And you see these here, even though they're not in that great of a condition, they're still getting them for $80, $90. And if you can find the maroon pair, you can expect to get a little bit more. Again, condition is going to depend on how much you get for them. And Before going any further, all the items that I'm going over, about 90% of them have a 100% sell through rate. I think it may be 2 or 3 on this list that do not have a 100% sell through rate. But most of the other ones, you're either going to find very few listed or none listed at all. So if you can find them and list them, they may sell relatively quick for you, or you can try and sell them in Facebook groups or online forums. Just make sure your reputation is good, and those guys will work with you. Don't come in there trying to price gouge on your parts, because they'll kick you right on out. Our next item is the speedometer cluster with a tachometer. Now with these, the older trucks, they're gonna have a mechanical cable, speedo cable that attaches directly to the transmission, and you have to be careful when taking these out, because if you just unscrew tack the cluster from the truck, it's only held in by 4 screws, and you just pull it, you're gonna break that mating end of the speedometer cable, and you're gonna basically render it useless. So just take your time when taking off. You have to depress 2 tabs, and it pops out. For the regular 2-wheel drive tachometer instrument panel with tack, you can expect to get $150. With the V6 ones, and some of these, they will only work with the V6. You can expect to get $250 plus for these. The newer trucks, you don't have to worry about a mechanical speedometer cable. Everything is electronic, so you just have to pull the wiring harness off of those. Right. Next item is the rear quarter panels for the extra cab or the extended cab pickup. These trucks come in an extended cab version, as you can see here, and there's a little window on the back. These go for good money if you can find them in really good condition. Usually when these first come in the yards, these are the first things that go, because they pop out real easily. And I don't think that there's any listed for these on eBay currently. Let's check and see. All right, so there's one listed, so you can expect to sell yours relatively fast. The next item is the chrome power side mirrors. You can expect to get almost $200 for a set, maybe $100 for a single one. And I think there may be a few listed on here. And again, these all depend on the condition. If the chrome hasn't started to pit, if all the motors and everything work, you can expect to get quite a bit for these. And these are easy to take off. There's literally just 3 nuts holding these onto the body of the truck, and you have to disconnect the power cable. All right, next item is kind of a big item, but the jump seats. In the extended cab, they have these seats in the back that fold down. They're not big enough to fit a grown adult, maybe a child. If you've ever been in these trucks, they're not that big. And the jump seats in the back, they fold down and they go into this little compartment here. But if you can find a good set, you can expect to get $250 for these. I think these have the lowest sell-through rate of everything on here, because it is such a big item, and they are really, really hard to find, complete and in really good condition. All right, next item is the steering column cover. These here, they're easy to take off. It's literally, I think it's 3 or 4 Phillips head screw that you can just unscrew from the bottom, and it pops off. If you can find these in good condition, you'll probably pay no more than $5-10 for this at the pull apart, and you can expect to get 100 plus for these if it's in really, really good condition. And this will probably be the most common part that you will find that's going to be in decent condition. And this does have a sell through, 100% sell through rate, if I remember correctly. Let's check. 56 sold, 44 listed, so 100% sell through rate. All right, next is the center console. Again, if you can find one with the cup holder, you can expect to get uh, upwards of $200 for these. These are really rare. I've rarely seen these in any of the trucks that I've seen at the yards. But you can, if you can find one where the vinyl on the lid isn't split or starting to crumble from the UV rays hitting it, you can expect to get a lot of money for it if it's in really good condition. And you also want to make sure that you get the mounting hardware, like here, that mounts it to the body of the truck. And you can expect to pay maybe $35 for this at the pull apart. All right, next is the armrest. Now, if you take the door cards, you're gonna end up taking these too. Again, these all depend on the condition of it. You can expect to get 40 for a single, up to upwards of 150 for a set. And again, it's all going to depend on condition. And again, there's that maroon color. You can expect to get a little bit more for the maroon. Our next item is probably the cheapest item that you're going to get and flip relatively fast, and this is the AC switch. Again, I know my pull apart of switches maybe $3, $4, and you can sell these for 40 plus. And this one here does have a 100% sell through rate. There you go. There's 8 lists and I think 14 sold. All right, after that, we have the AC climate control. Again, the newer the truck, the more you're going to get for it. The 95 to 97 is the last 3 years that they really started upgrading the trucks. So you want to look for the 95 to 97 climate controls. You're going to get a little bit more for those. Because a lot of these trucks did not come with AC back in the 80s. And people like to take these and put them in their older trucks and allow them to have AC. Right, next item are mud flaps. I know you're kind of surprised, but if you find a set of mud flaps that are in really good condition, you can get $150 for them. You can get 60 for one, and there's only one listed currently on eBay. And these are the 4x4 mud flaps. They're going to have 4x4 written on them. And depending on your yard, you'll probably pay no more than maybe 20 for a set. Again, that depends on your yard. Next is probably the hardest part to get and test to make sure that everything works on it, and this is the throttle body. And the reason why this goes for so much is because the KA24 engine that's in these pickup trucks is the same engine that's in the Nissan 240 SX, which is a popular street racing and drifting car. And if you have the tools and the knowledge of how to test these, you can get a Haynes manual and use a multimeter to make sure that the sensors like the MAF, the throttle body, TPS, throttle position sensor, make sure all that is working correctly. You can expect to get upwards, I think, $250 for some of these. And I think this one, I think the sell-through rate is pretty good on this one too. Yeah, 35 listed, 35 sold. And you can see this one here is not even tested, and they're asking, $200 for it. All right, next are the fender flares. Again, very hard item to find that's in really good condition because the fender flares came on the 4x4 trucks, and if it was 4x4, they probably beat the mess out of it. Going mudding, rock crawling, or whatever, they probably beat these up. You can expect to get $200 for a set, and there are currently 0 listed on Facebook. I mean, on eBay. Excuse me. All right, next is the sunroof glass, and I'm gonna include these two: sunroof glass and sunroof cover. You can expect to get $150, even $300 if it's in really good condition. And I think these are actually interchangeable with the Nissan Xterra and Frontier. And this is just the uh, sunroof glass. Now the sunroof cover, if it's in good condition, you can expect to get 100 plus for it. And I don't think that there's any currently listed on eBay. All right, so yeah, there's none listed on eBay. And again, that is something that's going to be really hard to find because these trucks rarely came with a sunroof. All right, then the next item, again, it goes with the sunroof. These are the sunroof latches. If you can find, full set, you can expect to get $50 for these, or even one at $50 because these are probably some of the first thing that break on the sunroof. All right. And then the final item is the third brake light, the high mount brake light. This is the brake light that sits on top of the bed of, of the cab of the truck. Now, if you can find these, you can expect to get 80 plus for these, and I know that there's currently none listed on eBay. And there you go, there's none listed. There are a bunch of aftermarket parts that you can get for these trucks because it is very popular, but a lot of people like that OEM look. So they will buy old parts that have been used. All right, so that is the end of the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, this is just the first video. The second video is gonna be on the Mitsubishi Mighty Max / Dodge Ram 50 / D50 / Plymouth Arrow. That's 4 different trucks. They're all the same truck, except the Plymouth Arrow that was only made from 79 to 86. All the other ones were made from 79 to 96. That is not it's not as popular as the D21, but it does have a following that you can sell parts to. All right, so if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. And until next time, keep on thrifting. Source List Repeat is the name of the page. And thank you.